Now to a major bombshell dropped in the Biden cognitive cover-up yesterday. Former White House Chief of Staff Ron Klain testified behind closed doors for 5 hours with House Oversight Committee members talking about the former president's decline. The source tells Fox that Klain admitted in those 5 hours that Biden appeared tired and sick before his infamous debate performance and became more forgetful and less energetic towards the end of his term. Doesn't stop there. He brings in other people's names. Sources tell Fox Digital Hillary Clinton and Jake Sullivan both warned Klain that Biden was not politically viable months before he dropped out in the 2024 race, citing Biden was less effective than he was in 2022. You think? Joining us now is Fox News contributor, knock him over with a feather about these revelations, former White House speechwriter, Washington Post columnist Mark Thiessen. Mark, how candid do you think Ron Klain seems to have been?
Well, first of all, this idea that Biden got worse, as the presidency went on. Well, sure, got worse, but he was pretty bad to begin with. In 2021, 48% of Americans, this is 10 months into his presidency, 48% of Americans said that he was mentally unfit for office. That was a plurality at the time. By 2023, it was 68%, a year before the debate. So Americans had already figured this out. It was just official Washington that couldn't seem to figure out that Joe Biden wasn't competent to be president.
Yeah, at that point, Jake Tapper had no idea he'd write a tell-all book because he forgot to tell all. But meanwhile, Ron Klain had a different take in 2025 yesterday as he did in 2024, which would have been 2 years into his decline. Watch.
Look, I thought, as the president said, he had a bad night. His practices were better, and he was tired from all the back and forth travel around the world and was suffering from a cold that really constrained his voice and constrained his ability to be forceful in the debate. And he was trying not to lose his voice, it was very scratchy and very impacted by his cold. But the president is absolutely sharp, fit, on top of his game.
Sharp, fit, and top of his game. Was he lying then or lying now? Do you think this puts pressure on the others to not take the fifth? Because if Klain can go out and talk as chief of staff, what are they hiding?
Well, first of all, what you just played, this guy is Biden's Baghdad Bob. He's the guy who's saying there are no Americans in Baghdad while the American troops are coming in right behind him on the TV screen. What he just played was after the debate. Like, I could understand they were lying before the debate, but because Americans hadn't seen behind the screen. But this was after the debate, and he's saying he's fine, nothing to see here. We did an interview at a podcast and said he gave a tour de force press conference after NATO, and the idea that anyone's misleading at that. This guy was telling the American people that Joe Biden was capable of serving 4 more years as president of the United States. Everybody knows that was a lie. He is a lying dog-faced pony soldier, to quote his former boss.
Right. I never thought I'd hear that phrase again, but it was worth the wait. Now, President Trump spoke a half hour ago, and he gave Europe some advice when it comes to immigration. Watch.
On immigration, you better get your act together, or you're not going to have Europe anymore. You got to get your act together. And we, as you know, last month we had nobody entering our country. Nobody. Shut it down. And we took out a lot of bad people that got there with Biden. Biden was a total stiff. And what he allowed to happen, but you're allowing it to happen to your countries. And you got to stop this horrible invasion that's happening to Europe.
He's 100% right. You go to London, you don't even think you're in an English-speaking place. And Ireland is doing the same thing.
No, they're committing suicide as nations. The United States, Britain, to its credit, got one of the reasons for Brexit was the immigration issue. But they're literally in Britain right now. You can have a protest marching for Hamas. And if you're a Jew and you show up with a sign outside the protest supporting Hamas, they'll arrest you.
It's crazy.
You're the one who gets arrested. It's insanity. Europe is literally committing suicide as we watch.
They will elect a Donald Trump-type leader because Europe does have national pride, and they're not going to sit there and be steamrolled, especially when they see that we've stopped it here. He also brought up energy, and he had some advice, too. Watch.
Stop the windmills. You're ruining your countries. I really mean it. It's so sad. You fly over and you see these windmills all over the place, ruining your beautiful fields and valleys and killing your birds. And if they're stuck in the ocean, ruining your oceans. Stop the windmills.
Is he right?
He's 100% right. Look, just so people understand, wind and solar only work when there's wind and sun. We don't have technology to store the energy from wind and solar. So if you make yourself reliant on wind and solar, then if there's no sun and no wind, you get no energy. It's insane to be making your countries dependent on this. At first, they went from being dependent on Russia for natural gas. Now they're depending on wind and solar. Maybe they ought to do what he's doing and start, producing nuclear energy and drill, baby, drill. That would be smart.
I just think we're all coming around that way, and hopefully the West will follow. They have no choice. Germany tried to go green for a while on anti-nuclear, and that ended up being a disaster, and they paid for it politically. Mark, thanks so much. Always great seeing you.
Hey, it's Will Cain. Click here to subscribe to the Fox News channel on YouTube. It's the best way to get our latest interviews and highlights. And click to subscribe to the Will Cain podcast for full episodes right now.